Oh my god, it's bright. I have really sensitive eyes.
You don't wear sunglasses?
No, that's weird.
Oh, can you take your sweater off of me?
Oh my god, my eyes. Okay, I'm just gonna spend the video like this.
We thought it would be a great idea to film in our backyard.
It's cloudy, so I don't understand. It's just...
It's very bright. There's lots of noise going on.
Yeah.
It feels like we're in a wilderness.
It really does. Well,
Anyway.
hopefully it's fine.
Hello, welcome.
Welcome, everyone. Before we begin, we have two announcements.
Two announcements.
The first is that we have not posted in like 2 weeks now.
These aren't really announcements.
This isn't really... Well, I'm just saying this is unrelated to the rest of the video. We're
Yes.
going to say two quick things.
This is the prelude.
Prelude to our video. We haven't posted in about 2 weeks. I'm sure most, if not all of you, know what's been going on in Minneapolis.
And around the world. Yeah, after the horrible murder of George Floyd, as you know, our country has been grieving and protesting, and we've just been taking the time to silence our white voices to listen and promote black voices on Instagram.
Yeah, so if you are on our Instagrams, we've been putting stuff in our stories. I have a story highlight on my page, so you can go and see everything I've posted in the last 2 weeks. You need to do that. But
I need to do that.
Shane doesn't have any story highlights.
But that's just just so you know kind of why we've been not posting. It's been intentional.
Yes.
Just out of respect and doing what we can to do our small part in helping us move in a better direction.
Exactly. And then our second announcement is, again, to our parents, friends, family members, please don't watch this video. If you do, don't say anything to us about it.
Our family and friends are going to start getting annoyed. They're going to be like, hey, can you make a video that we're allowed to watch?
Pretty sure my mom is still watching these. She loves to watch our videos.
She hasn't been commenting,
She hasn't
so
mentioned anything to us.
We appreciate that, Liz, if you're watching.
That's allowed.
But yeah, this is the next video in our intimacy series.
Yeah, we have so many questions that we received. We're splitting them into, what is this, 5 questions?
And, we
have more videos planned, but these are some more questions.
I just want to thank everyone that supported the first 2 intimacy videos. They both have 1 million or close to 1 million views.
Yeah.
Which is
unbelievable.
And
amazing. Before we begin, one of these questions...
This is another announcement.
No,
apparently.
it's not. I Googled it today because I was thinking about how I was going to respond, and I was like...
What were you doing?
It was about your penis function. Okay, Shane?
You were doodling my penis function.
No. Someone asked, I wanted to see if there are other resources online before I answered.
She's a little bit embarrassed now that she just
admitted. I just brought this up.
So I doodled my fiance's penis.
Not your specific. I was talking about your disease, Shane.
Right,
I just wanted to see if there are resources for people, because people ask us questions, and I wanted to know if, is it rude to ask us, or can you Google it? Basically, I wanted to be like, hey, Google that question. No, nothing came up. Literally nothing. So I think that these videos...
So there's nothing about...
I'm just saying they have a ton of views, and that's amazing, because there's not a lot of resources to find information about disability and sexual health.
Absolutely.
So that's all.
We're recording, right? I can't see
Yes, we're recording. I see it. Don't worry.
All right, let's begin. Hello. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. It's time to talk about our lives.
Nope. All right, we have 5 questions today. Our neighbors can hear us.
Our neighbors are about to learn a lot about us.
Just acknowledge that there are 4 houses within earshot of us right now, and we are screaming.
Question number 1. Does Shane's penis
Your literal, Oh my god. I'm so sorry to everyone.
All right, let's jump in.
This first question is from VM.
Like the letter V?
VM, yeah. The letters.
Got it.
You put this in a document. I want to hear about Shane and Hannah's top tips for a healthy, fulfilling relationship. You guys have it right. What are the rules you live by? Rules is it?
This is very particular to our relationship, but just making sure that there are enough snacks for Hannah to have at any given moment.
Oh my God.
When things get tense, it's a lot better when I can be like, hon, go have a brownie.
That's true.
Have some ice cream.
Well, but you also, every time we leave for a trip, Shane will order me a grab bag of snacks on Amazon. They have those. I appreciate that.
That's real, just acts of kindness.
Yeah.
I think. But that
for
was,
me is usually food.
That wasn't the point I was trying to make.
No.
Anyway. We do have a few pieces of advice. I don't even know if we're qualified to give them. But
well, these are just the things that we think we have right in our relationship. Right. These are the rules, whatever. The first one isn't really, it's sort of a coincidence, but Shane and I get along really well. I think when you're picking your significant other...
It sounds like you're at a grocery store.
But I'm just saying...
Which partner should I pick?
Yes, exactly. Like, we can spend endless amounts of time together and not get sick of each other, which you're one of the only people I've ever met that is true for me.
It was almost creepy early on.
Yeah.
How, like, we wanted to be FaceTiming.
Yeah.
Every hour of the day.
I've never had that
never
before.
A moment where we were like, all right, well.
Yeah.
We'll talk to you in a bit.
Never.
It was always a desire to be together.
Yeah.
And that I think. Yeah,
that's just natural. So that's not really something that we can, like, I don't know if you can cultivate that, but that just.
But I think it's something you can, like, if you're immediately not wanting to really spend time.
Yeah.
And it's not to say you can't have your own life, obviously.
Yeah. I mean, we still like alone time.
Yeah. But if you're finding yourself being like, I'd rather not spend time with them. Yeah. That's probably a red flag that you should listen to.
Yep. All right, number 2 is making time for date nights, special activities together.
Yeah, like romantic stuff.
Especially once we've started living together. I think in the first 2 years when we were long distance and we had visits, it was a lot more special to be together, and now it can sort of just be taken for granted.
When you're living together, it can often be just like, it can get into like roommate type life, you know?
Exactly. If you're just like, well, we're here.
Well, what are we having for dinner tonight?
But I'm actually glad that we had the 2 years apart, because we often are like, do you remember how much we wanted this, you know? So remembering that and making time for special
and it's as simple as like on Wednesday, we'll be like, hey, on Friday, why don't we make a really fancy dinner together and like watch a movie while we eat it.
All right, number 3, remembering that you're on the same team. I think I struggle with that one sometimes.
Yeah, we're both
in arguments.
We're both pretty stubborn and like opinionated.
Yeah.
So when we do have disagreements, it's easy to like want to prove the other wrong.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's been really helpful to remind ourselves.
Yeah.
That we're partners and teammates.
Yep.
And it's not about proving the other one wrong.
Yeah.
Even when they are wrong.
Oh, okay, Shane. Number 4 is communication.
Yeah, I mean...
I think that one is, often said by people.
Yeah, any website you look up relationship advice, it's going to say communicate.
Yeah.
But there's a reason for that. Like, if you're not speaking your heart and your mind to your partner, you're going to have problems.
Yep. I think, and sort of going off of that, if Shane's not doing something that I want, me, like, stewing about it, you know, like, say I really want you to, like, say I love you, you know, and I'm like, he hasn't, like, this is a bizarre example, but, like,
this doesn't happen.
He hasn't, I know, but I can't think of something off the top of my head.
If you want me to be... Not even.
Are you going to do something mean?
It was going to be sexual, but...
Oh, my God, Shane. I'm just saying, if I want you to, like... buy me chocolate,
right?
You know, something like that, and I'm like, oh my God, he hasn't bought me chocolate in a year. Like, what the heck? But Shane, you know, is doing other things that he thinks like are kind acts and supportive. And if I'm not like, hey, just so you know,
I'd love some chocolate.
Really appreciate if you got me chocolate every once in a while. He's never going to do that.
In keeping with the snack metaphor.
In keeping with the snack, you do buy me chocolate all the time, so that doesn't really count. But
or like when you're talking about intimacy, like if one partner feels like they're not getting enough intimacy, and that's something I know that couples often have issues with. We don't, because we're just like, hey, I would like intimacy now.
Oh my God.
Oh, remember we're doing...
oh my God, I cannot see.
If you haven't seen the other intimacy videos, we're using intimacy to refer to all sexual acts.
Yes.
Including, like, last time we called it
severe
mild intimacy, like, you know, cuddling, holding hands, to severe intimacy,
but
like raging rabbit, which is my favorite position.
What was the last one? Flamingo,
which thousands of you let me know is a real...
I'm sure that raging rabbit is also a real thing, Shane.
Well, raging rabbit is my new favorite position.
Okay, so. Anyway, so and also going off of that communication thing, instead of thinking about what Shane is not doing for me, if I'm like stewing about him not buying me chocolate, I can think of like, oh, well, what have I done to make him feel appreciated recently.
Yeah.
And if you're both focusing on what you could do, there'll be more of that.
Absolutely.
You know, I think that's nice.
I didn't think of that one, but yeah, I think that's kind of a whole nother one. Is like focusing on what you can do to make the relationship better, not what your partner can do.
Yeah, that's a great one. I mean, it was mine.
It was yours, but speaking of intimacy, it's 85 and
I'm
very
sweating.
humid. I am dripping right now.
Me too. There's sweat drips going on.
How long have we been filming? I can't even see. Oh, I'm hot.
Like it's not counting for some reason. That's
we
not
might
good.
need to take our clothes off, or at least you.
No. Okay, question number 2. That was a long one. This is from Carly What, should I say the whole names?
I was just saying your first names.
Okay.
Oh.
This is question number 2 from Carly. She said, how did you and Shane build and foster your emotional intimacy at the beginning of your relationship? I'm currently long distance with my boyfriend and have been for 2 years, but even now, it can sometimes be a struggle with being so far away.
Yeah. We know all about that.
Yeah, definitely.
And you're at your 2-year mark, which kudos to you guys.
Yeah.
I mean, we got to 2 years long distance, and we know how difficult it gets. So hang in there.
Yeah.
How did we build our intimacy? FaceTiming.
I mean, we FaceTimed a lot, and
all the time.
We were talking that entire time.
We fell asleep together.
Yeah.
On the phone. I didn't being vulnerable. Like we didn't hold back.
1 sec. Wait. Oh my god, I didn't know it was actually
I'm gonna leave
so
that
bad.
in. Definitely leave that in.
Okay, good.
We didn't hold back. Like when we were feeling sad about the long distance.
Yeah.
Like we cried together, or well, I cried. Hannah doesn't.
I cry.
You have cried.
I've cried a couple of times, but I do not cry as much as you cry. I just don't. I can't.
That makes it sound like I'm crying all the time.
You cry like every once in a while. You haven't cried in a really long time.
Well, when we were long distance, I was just sad all the time.
I know.
But we didn't hold back from sharing sadness or frustration. Like, we were each other's go-to, like, vent person. Like, even though we were living different lives, that we were always connected. We always knew
what we were doing,
what the other was doing.
Almost too much. I'm sure it was really annoying for everyone around us. We've said that before. We also made time for, like, quick 3-minute phone calls while I was walking to a different class, or Shane was waiting in the car while, like, Sarah went and got something in the gas station. Like, we would just call each other whenever we could, just to let the other know that we were thinking about each other. Mm-hmm. It was just a lot of, like, contact, and I think that helped. Yeah,
and we also tried to make romantic gestures and moments.
Yeah.
Even though we were long distance.
You would set up, like, dates with like a schedule of what we were going to do.
My agendas.
You had, like, an agenda. Yeah. I can't remember what they were.
Yeah, like, even when we couldn't be having a meal in person together, we would both, like, have our meals on FaceTime, you know? Yeah. And, I don't know, just small acts of kindness, like, we keep coming back to snacks, but I would, like, surprise Hannah with, like, a bag of gummy bears, or she would send me, like, edible arrangement or something like that. So, you know, little things that keep the spark alive.
Yeah. All right, this question is from Deshaun. He said, question for the lady. How did you go about telling your parents that you and Shane were a couple, and what was their reaction? I see your mom helps out a lot. Was she always supportive of you and Shane? Keep up the great work. Haters will hate.
Oh my god, I'm so sweaty.
Me too. My skin is, like, sticking together.
Yum.
So I remember we talked a little bit about this question in our first ever Q&A. It was, like, 2 years ago. And I remember that the thumbnail is yellow, if you're looking for it. It was, like,
I do remember that.
Because I remember it was, like, when we started putting, like, different backgrounds on our thumbnails. I mean, it was at the really beginning of
back when we were little YouTuber babies.
So if you're looking for it, I remember it's yellow. But I told my parents, what was the question? That we were a couple.
How did we tell that?
We weren't, so I told my parents about Shane before we were actually a couple. Like, when we were just starting to talk and I hadn't met him in person. Yeah,
we were FaceTiming a lot, and I think they noticed, like, Hannah's suddenly in her bedroom all the time.
Yeah, I was home for spring break from college, and I was, like, just FaceTiming Shane. And I told them, my mom watched the documentary that I had seen. Yeah. I think she read your book because you had sent me your book. Like, she learned about you from what you had written and stuff.
I remember a text that Hannah sent me that made me so happy. It was before I had met her parents over FaceTime. But she was like, my mom's in her bedroom reading your book, and I keep hearing her laugh.
Yeah.
And it just filled me with, like, you know, hope that, like,
yeah.
oh, they're going to be, like, real supportive of
yeah.
our relationship.
Yeah. And they always were. Yeah, they always were.
Do you remember, like, telling your mom that, like, we were dating?
No, I remember telling her that I was going to Pennsylvania. I was on a walk with her. We were walking Bella.
Yeah.
And I remember exactly, like, what intersection I was at. And I was like, 'cause I remember when I had first told her about you, like, 3 months earlier.
Yeah.
She was like, as long as you're not going to Pennsylvania. You know, because I was like, hey,
that was
I met this guy.
Thing.
Yeah, I met this guy online. She was like, well, that's fine as long as you don't fly to Pennsylvania. And then, like, 2 months later, I told her I was going. And she was like, well, I didn't mean, like, you could never go. I just meant I hope you're not going, like, the first week you met him. So she was like, oh, I assumed you'd be going. Like, whatever. But I was surprised that she was like, oh, I figured you would go. I thought she was going to be like, that's unsafe, you know, but she knew you by then.
And the wheelchair thing has never been something that Liz or George, you know, ever brought up as an issue. Yeah. The closest thing to that ever was when I was moving here to move in with Hannah. One of your parents, I don't remember who, said something to the effect of, like, my only concern is that living with your significant other would, like, distract you from school. Oh, yeah. And that has nothing to do with my disability. Yeah. They were just like, is it a good idea to move in with your boyfriend? And obviously it was, that they were fine with it. Yeah. So, yeah, they embrace us. Yeah. As it should be. Yeah. It's not remarkable that they do. I think that's how it should be.
Yeah, but, I mean, I especially get tons of comments from people, or messages, like private messages from people who are dating someone with a disability and their parents don't approve, and they're asking my advice. And I always feel terrible because I don't have advice. Like, I'm lucky that my parents were open-minded. And
it's happened in 2 of my previous relationships. I won't name names, but you all know if you've read anything. Yeah. 2 of them, their parents sat them down at one point or another and said, hey, you shouldn't be with Shane because of his disability. Yeah. You're going to have to care for him, and you don't need that in your life. And I can't really tell you how destructive that is for a relationship, and how much it hurt me to know that I wasn't supported. Yeah. So, not a surprise that they didn't work out.
All right, question number 4.
Excuse me. Sorry.
Question number 4 from Leanne. Does Shane have regular-sized private parts? Can he get hard naturally? Too much? LOL. Not too much. This is the one I Googled.
Oh, it's not too much. You're yelling for it.
Well, this is the one I Googled because I was like, oh, maybe that is too much. Like, can you find this information online? Yeah. Then I looked, and no, you literally can't find this information online.
Do you want to answer it? You're the expert.
Yes. To both of those questions.
Yes, to both.
Yep. I think a lot of people think that because you have, like, a muscle wasting disease, that it is different, but it is not.
I don't know how to phrase this, but my head is not proportional to the size of my body.
True.
And one other part of me is not quite proportional. I'll let you assume what it is. It's not my toes.
Oh my god. Yeah. So yes to both of those questions, and I wish that there was more information online that would tell you that.
And like early on, I told Hannah that.
Yeah,
I was like, heads up, everything down there works and looks and is
performs
wonderful. Yeah. It's all wonderful.
I'm not sure if you used the phrase wonderful. I think that would have been a little bit weird.
I don't know if I said fantastic.
Yeah.
I don't know if I said superior.
All right. This is our last question, 5th question from Jessica.
Hold on. That garbage truck
I know. I'm.
Why don't we pause for a
I think there's sweat dripping into my eyes.
All right. Garbage truck is gone.
All right. Oh, what was the last question? Oh, I didn't read it yet, did I?
It was about my privates.
No. Okay, Jessica.
Oh, the
new one.
Okay.
I hate that people question y'all's relationship.
So do we.
I appreciate the perspective y'all share with the world. It makes people realize the ignorance that they hold and don't even know, and educates. My question is, how has this journey on social media affected intimacy within the relationship? Oh, that's a good question.
Yeah.
I don't know if it has.
I didn't really, these videos are the first time we've really delved into it too much.
You mean publicly or together?
Publicly.
Yeah.
No, yeah. I mean, like, on social media.
Yeah.
So, it's the first time we've really had to, like, talk about how...
Put it into words.
How we were going to frame it for the public.
Yeah.
I don't know. Has being on social media, like, affected our
I think it's brought us closer together. I mean, we have a common...
And me.
I was gonna say that, and then, but it's like more than that, you know. Like when we do get mean comments, like we do have like it's us against.
We have a common mission.
We have a common mission
to
and
educate.
We have a common like joy in making the videos and stuff. Like we're working together in like a certain capacity. I think it's increased our relationship. I don't know if that's like intimacy, but yeah.
I think this isn't directly tied to intimacy, but as our channel and everything has gotten big, we've had the incredible opportunity to travel for business more, and that's been a relationship plus, you know, like we've been able to experience different places together, and that's
and writing our book together,
one of our joys. Like
I think that has been really fun, and going on the trip to interview people was really fun. And it's just been like it's creating like new facets in our relationship. Like writing the book together was not something that we had done before, and making the videos and like talking about issues and stuff, it all just makes it more nuanced.
To making videos, like we now are also business partners in addition to our relationship, and learning how to work together to put out content and manage business stuff and travel, and you know, like we're learning like team building type stuff about ourselves. In addition to normal relationships.
And finding our roles, like what each of us, you know, does.
Like I am dominant.
Yeah, Shane, you're really dominant. That's so you.
No. Hannah's the dominant one.
I think we're equal, Shane. You trying to think of a snappy, like, snarky retort?
Anyway, I think everything with the channel and social media has ultimately been positive.
Which I think a lot of people don't assume. I mean, at the beginning of our channel, I remember getting a lot of comments from people saying, like, this can ruin your relationship. Like, if it starts to ruin your relationship, like, stop doing YouTube, basically, you know? Because I think a lot of people that have, like, reality TV shows end up, you know, it doesn't work out.
Under pressure.
But,
well, that's nice that we get to decide when we film. Like, we're not under a camera or behind a camera. In front of a camera. All the time. So, that's another. Alright, I think we're done. That's another intimacy video in the books. We'll be making more stuff. We have some good news this week, maybe this week, and some bad news also.
What?
I'll tell you after.
Is this going to be in a video?
What?
Is this going to be in a
video? For them, yeah. Oh. Just announcements. You know what?
This is news to me.
No, you know what we have to announce still. A little closer.
Oh, yeah. I forgot.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just, both of those things have been in our lives for a while that we haven't shared yet. I'm excited to share them.
They're enormous. You're going to be like, how did she not know that?
Well, I just didn't realize that you were planning on announcing both of those things this week.
Maybe not this week. We'll see.
Probably this week. Why not?
Anyway,
we really need to.
If you have questions about intimacy, first watch our other intimacy videos and make sure that you're not asking something that we already addressed.
Yes.
And then put your questions below.
Yeah.
We would love to hear what you want to know. And they help us make decisions about what we talk about.
Yes.
So.
Thank you to everyone who submitted questions.
Thank you. We love you. Be nice to everyone. Love everyone.
Aw.
Follow your heart.
Okay. I'm going to cut Shane off now.
Unless your heart is evil, then don't follow your heart.
Goodbye, everyone.